Spinal Blade is the third divine weapon added to the game, and it might just be the best area of effect weapon we've ever seen. In this video, I'm going to show you everything about this weapon, all of its skills, the mastery skill, and of course, we'll compare it to the other divine weapons to see how it really performs. But before we start, let me show you something interesting. Ready to freak out your friends, Easiest Voice Wave has some seriously high-quality horror voices.
The app lets you jump between the chaotic laughter and menace of the Joker
and the deep, unsettling malice of Pennywise,
bringing that true jump scare energy to any game you're playing. Using this is quick and easy. Start by opening Easiest Voice Wave and selecting your microphone and headset in the initial setup. Then, head to the voice menu and pick out the exact horror voice you want to use for your game session. The last step is opening Roblox, going to your settings menu, and making sure the input device is set to VoiceWave Virtual Audio Device. Once that's done, you're all set to begin terrifying everyone. Be sure to grab your copy today using the link below, and don't forget code HALLNESS to OTA5 to get up to 60% off our Halloween sale. I've already got the Prodigy trait on it and leveled up the mastery to 100, so we're fully ready to test this weapon at its maximum potential. First of all, I want to talk about how this weapon looks, because Spinal Blade easily has one of the most unique and creepy designs out of all divine weapons. The weapon itself looks like it's made out of pure bone, shaped like a twisted spine that stretches out into two massive skeletal arms. The hands are literally gripping onto a long, bone-white blade, and when you equip it, the arms seem to float and move slightly around you, like they're alive and ready to strike. It gives a really eerie, Halloween-exclusive vibe. The weapon even looks like it chills the air around it. Now let's move on to the actual performance and damage tests. The basic attack of Spinal Blade deals 22 damage in a wide area in front of you and attacks incredibly fast. The attack speed is almost identical to the shoe's weapon, but the area and range are noticeably larger. This makes it extremely easy to hit multiple enemies at once, even if they aren't right next to each other. It's one of those weapons where you can just walk into a room and clear it in seconds without even touching your skills. The combination of fast attack speed and huge attack area makes it ideal for campaign stages or farming large enemy groups. Moving on to the first skill, called Red Strike. When you activate it, your character performs a quick forward slash that deals 182 damage to enemies in front of you at mid-range. It's a nice burst damage skill, but it has a 25-second cooldown, which feels a bit long for what it does. Still, it's a reliable way to finish off enemies or deal quick damage to bosses when other skills are recharging. Red Strike is especially useful when combined with your fast basic attacks, since you can chain it right after your normal combo to extend your total damage output. The second skill, Fist Barrage, is one of the highlights of this weapon. This skill unleashes a series of fast punches that deal multiple hits to all enemies in front of you, dealing a total of 623 damage in a large area. The animation looks amazing and it feels powerful to use. Fist Barrage has a 30-second cooldown, which is fair considering how much total damage it does. It's the perfect ability to use when surrounded by enemies, as it can easily wipe entire rooms in a single use. Next up is Rising Fist, the third skill. This ability delivers a powerful upward strike combo that ends with a ground slam, dealing a total of 581 damage in one sequence. It has a 35-second cooldown, which is actually shorter than what you'd expect from a skill that deals that much damage. The attack feels heavy, satisfying. One thing I really like about Spinal Blade is how balanced all three skills are. Most weapons have one short cooldown skill, one medium, and one long, which creates a gap between your attacks. But Spinal Blade keeps everything around the 30-second mark. This means you can cycle through all your skills smoothly. By the time your third skill finishes cooling down, your first one is almost ready again. This balance makes it incredibly consistent and perfect for long fights or clearing waves without downtime. Now let's move to the Awakening. When you use Spinal Blade's Awakening, you deal massive damage to all enemies in a huge area around you. But what makes this Awakening special is what happens afterward. You keep moving forward while continuing to deal damage for a few seconds after the initial blast. It's like a chain reaction of attacks, cutting through everything in your path. This new mechanic makes the Awakening not only powerful, but also visually one of the coolest ones in the game. The animation is fast, flashy, and feels like you're slicing through waves of enemies in pure chaos. Now let's talk about the mastery skill, which is called Shatter Fist. When activated, you perform a quick, powerful slam that deals 336 damage on impact. While that might not sound like an enormous number, the cooldown is only 30 seconds, meaning this mastery skill functions almost like a fourth regular skill that you can use frequently. The fast recharge time lets you combine it with other abilities, creating a continuous rotation of damage where you're almost never idle. Having a mastery skill that behaves like an additional regular attack makes Spinal Blade feel much smoother and faster than most other divine weapons. All of Spinal Blade's skills share something in common: great area coverage. No matter which skill you use, you're hitting multiple enemies at once. That's why this weapon is so good for campaign mode and grinding. You don't need to aim precisely or wait for long cooldowns. Every few seconds, you're throwing out huge attacks and watching entire groups vanish. But what about raids? That's where the comparison gets interesting. Let's test and compare Spinal Blade against the other divine weapons, Shoes and Ghost, to see which one actually performs the best. Starting with combo damage, if we use all three Spinal Blade skills and the mastery skill together, the total comes to 1,722 damage. Now let's check Shoes' weapon. With the same number of skills and mastery, Shoes deals 2,151 damage, which is around 500 more. That's a noticeable difference, but it doesn't tell the whole story yet because each skill has a different cooldown. To make a fair comparison, I tested how long it takes each weapon to reduce the Ashen Samurai boss's health to 80%. This gives a much clearer idea of their real combat efficiency. Starting with Spinal Blade, it can deal constant, stable damage thanks to the fast cooldown rotation and strong basic attacks. It's not about burst damage, but steady pressure that doesn't stop. After running the test, Spinal Blade took 1 minute and 54 seconds to reduce the boss's health to 80%. Now let's check the Shoes weapon. Shoes focuses more on burst damage, big attacks in short windows. It has slightly smaller range, but higher damage per hit. During the same test, Shoes took 1 minute and 28 seconds to bring the boss to 80%, around 25 seconds faster than Spinal Blade. That's roughly a 25% improvement in efficiency, mostly due to higher burst potential. Finally, the Ghost weapon. Ghost has slower basic attacks, but much more powerful skills. Its mastery skill, Phantom Onslaught, deals massive area damage and can delete large chunks of health instantly. In the same test, Ghost took 1 minute and 32 seconds to deal 20% of the boss's total health, placing it between Shoes and Spinal Blade. So overall, in terms of boss damage efficiency, Shoes takes first place, Ghost is second, and Spinal Blade comes third. But does that mean Spinal Blade is a bad weapon? Absolutely not. Spinal Blade is one of the best weapons for campaign and general gameplay. It's built around consistency, speed, and area damage. Even if it's not the strongest option for raids, it still outperforms almost all other rarities below Divine. You can clear waves faster, rotate through skills seamlessly, and handle multiple enemies at once without ever feeling slow or limited. I'd say Spinal Blade is perfect for players who like aggressive, non-stop combat. You don't have to time your abilities or rely on perfect combos. You just keep attacking, using skills one by one, and enemies melt around you. It's smooth, satisfying, and extremely fun to use. Right now, I wouldn't recommend switching from Ghost or Shoes to Spinal Blade if you already have one of those, simply because they still perform better in raid situations. But if Spinal Blade is your first divine weapon, it's an amazing roll. It's reliable, fun, and future-proof. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets buffed later to match the other divine weapons' damage numbers. Overall, Spinal Blade is an incredible AoE-focused weapon with fast cooldowns, great animations, and solid mastery skill design. It might not deal the most damage per hit, but its constant, wide-reaching attacks make it one of the most enjoyable weapons to use right now. And now for the giveaway. Congratulations to the 2 winners of the previous giveaway. If you see your Roblox username on the screen, make sure you've accepted my friend request so I can send your reward. If you want to win weapon slots, lucky spins, or even the brand new Battle Pass, all you need to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave your exact Roblox username in the comments below so I can send your reward if you win. If you have questions about this update, feel free to ask them in the comments. For exclusive content, giveaways, and to hang out with the community, check out my Discord and Roblox group. You can also follow my Roblox profile for a chance to play together in-game. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more Hunty Zombies content.